In this section, we're going to learn about trigonometry, which is the study of the relationship between the angles and sides in triangles. We're going to start with Pythagorean Theorem, which is the theorem that relates the side lengths of a right-angle triangle. And so the side lengths here are labeled a, b, and c, and they form the equation a squared plus b squared equals c squared. One very important thing to note is the side c here has a special name. It's referred to as the hypotenuse. And to correctly use Pythagorean theorem, we have to always identify which side is the hypotenuse. The way we do that is by looking at the side that is directly across from the right angle. That's always the hypotenuse, and it always happens to be the longest side in the triangle. So we're going to look at some examples of applying Pythagorean theorem. The first example here, we see that the x value, the unknown, is across from the right angle, which makes that the hypotenuse. So we know that the x is going to be on its own in the equation. So to set up this equation, we would end up with 3.1 squared plus 2.4 squared equal to x squared. And to solve for x, we're going to take the square root of both sides. So we would end up with x being the square root of 3.1 squared plus 2.4 squared. We would plug this into our calculators, and we get an answer of 3.92 centimeters. So that's our final answer. So what you should do now is pause the video and answer the question to the right. Okay, so hopefully you got an answer of 4.66 centimeters. Now we're going to move on to another example here. This time the variable is not the hypotenuse, because we can see that the hypotenuse in this case is the 14.5. And so the 14.5 is what's going to be alone in the equation. So on the left side, we'll have 8.7 squared plus x squared equal to 14.5 squared. And in order to isolate x, I will subtract 8.7 squared from both sides. So I end up with x squared equal to 14.5 squared minus 8.7 squared. Then I will take the square root of both sides. So I have 14.5 squared minus 8.7 squared. And in my calculator, I will solve this, and we get an answer of x equal to 11.6 centimeters. So again, pause the video and try to answer the question on the right. Okay, so hopefully you got an answer of 15.6 centimeters. And so that's how we use Pythagorean theorem to solve for side lengths in triangles. The most important thing you need to be able to do is identify which side is the hypotenuse, and then that side will be on its own in the equation.